they're interested
Whoa.
in me. Okay. This was even cooler of an experience than the Paralympics. You want to take home that $5 million. You want to be the next winner, but it wasn't. It was a different type of pressure than what I felt at the Paralympics. Cerebral palsy is a neurological disability. I was diagnosed at 1.5. It pushes me to be the best version of myself.
For sure. Hey y'all, welcome to another segment of Behind the Beast, where we find out more about the contestants on Beast Games Season 2, Strong versus Smart.
Hi, my name is Brianna Salinaro. I am number 145 on the Strong team, and I'm a Paralympian.
So as a Paralympian, you were diagnosed with cerebral palsy as a kid, and then you competed with that growing up. So can you tell us more about what that is and kind of the stigma behind it and what you kind of want to say about it that's kind of a misunderstanding?
Yeah, so cerebral palsy is a neurological disability. It affects everybody, that has it. They get affected physically. And everybody, it's a spectrum. So you could have a super mild case, you could have a very extreme case. Nobody has it the same.
Sure.
So I have the specific form. It's called spastic diplegia, and it affects both my legs, which in turn, affects my back and so on and so forth, because everything is connected. But I was diagnosed at 1.5. Around the time, when you're supposed to start walking, I was walking on my toes, and my parents were kind of just like, "What is going on?"
Sure.
So we went to a bunch of different doctors, and a lot of them brushed it off. You'll be fine. And then I wound up needing both my Achilles tendons lengthened.
Mm-hmm.
So I got those surgeries done. Years of physical therapy. Even now, I still do physical therapy. And that's pretty much what it is. And I think the biggest thing behind it that I want people to know is that it's actually the most common childhood physical disability.
Okay.
Yet I personally feel it's the most least represented.
Interesting. Okay.
Within brands or TV or any place that you would see it, I feel like it's very underrepresented for being the most diagnosed physical disability. So
what is a stigma that you think that people think of whenever they first hear about it that is untrue in the public perception?
I don't know that a lot of people know what it is at all, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people stand next to people that have it and have no idea, which is a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. On the other side of it, though, I think a lot of people think immediately an intellectual disability, and that's not what it is. Those things can come with it, but it's, CP in itself is a physical disability. So, and I think people automatically go to pity as well, where we live very normal happy lives. And sometimes at least in my case, it pushes me to be the most extreme, best version of myself.
For sure.
So,
And you've literally gone to Paralympic level, which most people could not even get to if they tried.
Right,
so.
Right. And not even in a condescending way. I think it was my motivator to be, okay, let me turn this into something amazing, right?
Sure, yeah.
So,
And prove the stigma wrong, basically.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
You started Taekwondo at a very young age and eventually became the first female athlete in the Paralympics for Taekwondo for the US. So can you tell me more about that and at what point you figured out that yes, you can actually do this and go to the Paralympics?
Yeah, I started Taekwondo when I was about 5 years old, and I was very in and out of it. I went back at age 9, again in and out, and then I started training full-time at the age of 13. That's really when I found my group of people within my Taekwondo school, and we just had a blast. And they kind of taught me that my disability doesn't have to discourage me from participating. And that grew into becoming a Paralympic athlete. So to go from being super insecure and just not even wanting to be on a competitive stage or any of that to the biggest stage in the world is pretty crazy. But I knew that I was going to the Paralympics when they announced that it was going to be on the Tokyo roster. It was the first time it was ever included in the Paralympics, and my disability was eligible, to compete in the sport. So I was like, this is it. I just know I'm going to be there. There was no doubt in my mind that I was going to make it, and
love that. Yeah.
I made it. So.
And so how does that process work? Does somebody reach out to you? Do you have to apply in some mass form and prove yourself at that point?
Originally, because the sport was so brand new, there was no para national team, there was no Paralympic team, there was nothing previously done. So I was kind of setting the path and figuring it out for myself. And what happened was, the same year that they announced it was the year I was starting to look into colleges and things like that. And on the able-bodied side of things, I was like, okay, like I enjoy this. This is where I have all my friends and where I spend most of my time, but is it going to take me anywhere? I don't think so. I think it might be time to move on. And within that same time frame, I wanted to look up like para sport and see like what that was about and things. And on Team USA's website, they have like the sports listed, and then they have the correlating disabilities that can compete in those sports. And so I saw that my disability was eligible for para taekwondo, and I was like, wait, hold on, like what?
It's becoming real now.
Yeah, exactly. So literally I sent like those links over to my coaches, and I immediately got on the phone with USA Taekwondo.
Oh wow.
And I was just like, how do I do this? How do I get involved? And I wound up going to the US Open that year, and I was the only one competing, so I had like an exhibition match just to have it. But the way you qualify for a Paralympics, at least in Taekwondo, is through world ranking points, or through a qualifier the same year of the games. And so I gained enough world ranking points throughout that Paralympic quad to be in the top 4 of the world rankings, and then I automatically qualified for
That's
Paralympics.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Such a cool story.
Thank you. Thank you.
So eventually you made a big switch from Taekwondo into track in the Pan American Games. So what caused that decision to change, and what was the biggest challenge of going from a combat sport to more of a running sport?
Going into Tokyo, we kind of knew that my disability was going to be removed from the sport, which I later found out is more common than you think in Paralympic sport. But at the time I was like, oh my, it was really a shock. And so going into Tokyo, we kind of like kept our eyes on other sports, because even my Taekwondo coach was like, don't retire, like you have so much left ahead of you, like we could find another sport that you can excel in. And then after Tokyo, it was officially announced. Like I submitted all my paperwork that I needed to continue Taekwondo, and they said we're removing you. So not me specifically, but my disability.
Category, yeah.
And so I kind of wallowed in that for a little bit, just because like my plan from the moment that I knew I was going to Tokyo was to compete in the Paris 24 games and the LA 28 games in Taekwondo as well. So I was just kind of like, okay, like what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And so I wind up watching Nick Mayhew that same summer before Tokyo. He made the switch from para soccer to para track and field, and we have the same disability. And he went on to win 3 gold medals and a silver at the Tokyo Games. And I was like, okay, like if he can make that switch, I know the sports are very similar in the aspect of conditioning and things like that. Like I was like, I can at least try and see where it takes me. And I wind up setting the American record at nationals that year. I made the Pan American team, and then I won 2 gold medals at the Pan American Games. I set a Pan American record, 2 American records, and yeah, I was well on my way to Paris at that point. So it was just kind of, I don't know, it just flowed.
That's so wild, because I feel like a lot of athletes dream of even going to the Olympics, Paralympics, even one time for one category, and it's so cool that you got an opportunity to do it in 2 different sports.
Yeah, thank you.
I know, so you've recently started focusing more on weightlifting and strength building. So is that something that you want to pursue in the Paralympics in the future as well? What got you interested in that?
So it's something that I've always done. It's been part of my training for, I don't want to say forever, but I think back in like 2018, I kind of hit like a slump in Taekwondo, and I didn't really know like what was going on or where it was coming from. And I figured if I added strength and conditioning, that maybe it could give me like that edge that I needed to get back to performing better. And I fell in love with it. I did. I really saw the changes within my body, like physically, as far as my disability. Like I just felt stronger, and my mind felt stronger. And it's a big part of track and field, like huge part of track and field. Is it something I want to compete in? No.
Okay.
Definitely not. It doesn't give me that, not that it's not an exciting sport, but it just doesn't give me that, feeling of, oh my goodness. I have to be excited by it to want to pursue it. So, but will I do it? I'll be that 90-year-old in the gym, like lifting, and doing all that. It will always be part of me.
Who's a person, whether it be a coach, friend, teammate, who kept you in the games whenever you were kind of at a low point? Can you tell us about one of those moments?
I would say, I have many of those people, but the first person that comes to mind is probably the Paralympic coach. So the way it works in Taekwondo, you have a home coach and you train with that home coach, and then you compete internationally with the Paralympic coach, at least on the para side of things. The able-bodied side of things are a little bit different, but we, grew very close bond throughout those 4 years that we were training together and working together. And he was always like my reminder, like every time I walked off the mat, don't get too high, don't get too low, like just keep a level head. And I wound up moving to Oklahoma the summer of Tokyo to get ready for Tokyo. And I trained with him exclusively. And just the way we grew, like he very much understands me as an athlete and what I need emotionally and physically and all those things. And I think that it's really important when, training for something at that level, that your team needs to support you and figure out what you need versus you conforming to something else. So he was just really influential in my para taekwondo, even track. Anytime that I struggled, like I just call him.
Oh, so it's the same coach for both?
No, he's he retired, but I would just call him and I'd be like, this is not working, like I'm really frustrated, and he would just, give me his level-headed piece of advice, and somebody that I'll have like a lifelong bond with. So
that's amazing to hear. It's always good to have someone, and like you mentioned, that kind of like fights your fight rather than pushes you into 100%. A bubble that's generally the right thing to do.
Without him, like the program, at least for Tokyo, I don't think would have been anywhere near what it was. I mean, he fought for our paychecks. He fought for so many aspects of the sport. So, yeah.
That's amazing to hear. So whenever you went to college, you graduated in health science. Does that knowledge kind of affect how you train in your Paralympian lifestyle?
To be honest, no.
Sure.
I took anatomy a couple times, actually. It definitely like is within the realm of things that I do.
Sure.
And at one time I did want to open my own physical therapy clinic. So it helped obviously down that path. And I think it gives me a greater understanding of like what's happening in training, but I wouldn't say I have a full, like I can't like name the muscle or anything like that.
Sure.
But like, it does like fit in well with training and things like that. I wouldn't say it's like changes much, but yeah.
Cool. Do you feel like there's something that you learned in your health science classes that whenever you actually went to compete for real, that you're like, oh, I don't really agree with what I learned in this class?
No.
Okay. So everything's accurate. It just wasn't where you decided to go.
I think because I was so focused on training for Tokyo, that school kind of took a back burner. And I mean, I was there, I, did all my classes, but I didn't give it that full undivided attention. So it was just kind of like, let me get this degree and go on and do what I want to do, which was sport, and still is sport. So, I have it for when I need it, but it wasn't like, I feel like if I fully paid attention or just gave it more attention, then, I'd be able to apply it a little bit more. But at the time, like I was training an hour away from my school. So
it wasn't your main goal. So
no, it just, at the time, no. So
one thing that Brianna wanted to show off, besides already her wins in taekwondo and track, is her weightlifting and strength building. So we're going to do a little bit of a strength competition. She's going to be starting off with a 10 pound, and I'm going to be starting with a 15 pound. And we're going to do multiple rounds of different strength exercises. To start off with, we're going to do just bicep curls. And see how far we can go. We'll just try to time it with each other and keep going.
Sounds good.
Ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
It's like the pacer test at school.
The Fitness Gram Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Start.
Feel it.
1,
29. 30.
Damn.
Let's go. 20 more.
20 more? I don't know.
2.
Okay.
3.
I'm gonna go with the other arm
6,
to balance it out. Yeah, but keep going. As far as you
7,
want. Flex.
8.
Show off how much
Like
better you
10
can do.
pounds is not flexing at all, but
Are you even feeling like any
I
stress?
feel it now,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I was like, you look like you're not even like breaking a sweat at this point.
okay, 50.
50?
We'll call it a 50.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know. For me, that was 2 hands, but
End of level 1.
all right.
Okay, so while we sit here, I'm going to tell you the story about how, because we shot overnight, everyone was drinking energy drinks, like keeping their energy up. I personally do not like energy drinks. I cannot. They don't make me feel good. So it was probably like 3 a.m. We're in the stadium or whatever you want to call it. And you guys are up there. It was the first SMART challenge. And the strong team, we're all standing down there. And Mr. Beast is like trying to talk to us and make us like hype you guys up and stuff, but we can't hear a word he's saying.
Sure.
And we can't see anything because you guys are like 40 feet in the air and we're down there. So I'm like fighting the tiredness, the sleepiness, and eventually like I go up to them and I'm like, can I sit down? And they're like, no, we really need everybody standing. And then eventually everybody starts like lining the wall. So I line the wall and I'm fighting the sleep. I'm like, I can't go to sleep because I'm thinking that we're competing right after you guys, so I have to be ready. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I was like, wait, I'm competing after them. I need to be rested.
Sure.
And so I finally let myself go to sleep. I wake up probably like 3 or 4 hours later. The sun is up. They're all still up there.
The most wild part is walking out of there and just
Like not knowing like where you are, what's happening. And Eddie, I don't remember his number, but he's like, did you have a great sleep? Everybody's laughing at me. Apparently my mouth was like wide open and I was just like knocked out the whole night. And like, I feel like that's what everybody knew me for until I left. You know, we're at 1:45 right now.
Is that good?
That's great.
Oh, amazing. Cool. I'm dying.
Yeah.
My facial reaction. My facial reactions
okay,
are like.
my legs are hurting.
Oh, but keep telling your story. I'm going to at least try to survive your story.
Yeah, so that was my story. It was just that I fell asleep and I feel like that's what I became known for, was sleeping through.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, at least you had a great time. Yeah.
I did. It was much needed because we were like sleeping during the day and then like shooting at night. But there were nights that we didn't shoot at all, but we were like in the tent and stuff. You're struggling. I think.
I'm struggling.
It's okay. We're at 2:20. You got it, Brendan. Come on.
Are you
hold
even
on.
struggling?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
My thighs are burning.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold out. I need to beat you. We're at 2:30 now.
2:30. Okay.
You got it. Do you have any stories that you want to tell me?
Actually, yeah, maybe that'll distract me. One thing that's funny with energy drinks, eventually we got to the blocks game, and I'm literally slipping down. Okay.
You got it. Come on, Bennett. 2:46. Okay, I'm going to hold out until
Okay, let's go.
3. 10 more seconds.
Okay, but I'll tell my story.
Yeah, I want to hear your story.
In the blocks game, as we were preparing, we had 4 different challenges.
Yeah.
And people chose different challenges they want to go to. We were the last ones to film, I think. And eventually we made us wait like 3 days, and eventually we got to the point where we were going to actually go to the arena to compete for the next thing.
Okay.
And
3:15.
what is it?
3:15.
3:15. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And yeah, basically at that point, everybody was like chugging energy drinks.
Yeah.
And what they did is they literally brought us in. As you'll see on the show, they had blocks just all around the circle.
Okay.
And then they said, so this is the blocks from last year. We're actually not going to be using these. Throw them away. And then they kicked us out. So those people drank energy drinks for literally like a 10-minute shoot.
So you guys did nothing.
We did nothing that
You
night.
just energized yourself and
So
did nothing.
I luckily didn't, because I was like, I can't do anymore. But there's a lot of people who literally shot some energy drinks right before.
Oh my goodness.
That probably ruined their whole night. So.
Oh, that ruins like all the sleep patterns.
Exactly.
It took forever to set up like a healthy.
Yeah, it
or
was
like
wild. Yeah.
You know.
I don't think there was a healthy.
End of level 2.
Yeah.
How did it feel entering Beast Games for the first time after competing in professional athletics? Did you feel like it was more pressure to compete in the Paralympics or going into this show?
My initial reaction, like coming out of the show, was that this was even cooler of an experience than the Paralympics. I think just it was something so that, you know, so few people get to do. The Paralympics as well and the Olympics as well, but this is even smaller. And
Especially this season.
Yeah, this season, exactly. And even last season, like think about it, there's 1,200 of us that have experienced a Beast Games experience, and just to have that literally one of a kind experience, like it made me glow. Like really, just it kind of showed me like there's a life outside of sport.
Sure.
So as far as like the amount of pressure I felt at Beast Games, there was such a different mix of athletes. So I didn't feel compelled to be better or worse than some, other person, because we all had so many different training backgrounds, which was so cool. And if anything, like my eyes kind of got open to like other, training ways of training, I should say. Did I feel the pressure? Did I feel pressure? Yeah. I mean, yes. I think even, athletically or non-athletically, I think everyone there felt pressure. Like you want to take home that $5 million. You want to be the next winner of the, the season. So, and, I think a lot of us made sacrifices to be there as well. So you want that to count for something, right? But it was a different type of pressure than what I felt at the Paralympics.
Okay.
So the Paralympics, especially Tokyo, was kind of crazy because of COVID. It wasn't your average Olympics or Paralympics. But we had 11 days in Tokyo, and it just felt, I tried to enjoy it as much as possible, but we were very confined to certain spaces, and at some point it just felt like a countdown to the day we competed, which, I mean, we all have, but that just increased the pressure, because it's like, okay, one day closer, like, oh my goodness, and so, whereas like Beast Games, we didn't know. Like,
it's completely
how many
dark.
days did we spend before we actually shot something?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah. So we were always on our toes, and that was a different pressure in itself, because it was like, okay, like, are we gonna
at any
what
moment?
Are we gonna do? So, but yeah, I mean, again, there was pressure, but different types of pressure. So, and as far as applying to the show, that was crazy, because I had moved home from the Olympic Training Center in January of this year, and that, the month before, I was kind of thinking I was going to come home, so I was like, okay, let me start applying to jobs, and I could not get a job. I was unemployed for 5 months, and my friend at the time, during that unemployment time, she was like, you should just check out Beast Games, like, I think it's a really cool show. It's fun to watch, whatever. So I watched it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Like, let me apply to this, see if applications are even open. And I applied, and then I started getting emails back. And I'm like, wait, they're interested in me? What? Okay. So, but then I was like, we got a couple emails, correspondences back and forth, and I was like, okay, like, there's a real possibility I'm going to be on the show. But at the time, I was still unemployed, so I was like, watch, like, it's going to happen. I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to get accepted. And that is exactly what happened.
It's always the best timing.
Exactly what happened. And luckily, like, it was a job that I had been working with previously, and, they were understanding of the situation. But I told them, I was like, I could be gone for a week, I could be gone for 6 weeks, I don't know, but I can't give this opportunity up, because it at the time, I really needed the life-changing moment, and I'm sure all of us did. But I was like, this is a way I could really turn things around for myself. So I need to go out and see what happens. And here we are. So
great. We survived. We're now on the other end. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. During your time on the show, what do you think were some of the biggest highlights that you got to experience?
I went into the show not knowing anyone else who applied, and not even really like knowing much about Mr. Beast or Jimmy. Like, I mean, I always followed him, but I wasn't like a diehard Mr. Beast fan or anything like that. I just thought, the things that he does is super cool, and why not apply? And so, we get to the show, and we find out that it's only 200 of us. That in itself was a highlight. I think almost everybody in the room got emotional. I had tears, because my chances of winning $5 million just went from 1,000 people to 200 people. And that in itself, I was like, okay, like, it just changed my whole mindset. And it was really such a special moment. And but outside of that, you know, I went in not knowing anybody that applied, and you know, we get there that first day, and that first day is really intimidating because you're watching your competition like walk through the door, and
completely silent.
Hard
eyes.
A word.
Yeah, no talking
Nothing,
at all.
No
just
talking.
Staring at each other.
Your devices are gone, and you're just in this room staring silently, and it's really a mind game. It can be a mind game if you let it get to you. I don't think I did let it get to me, but at certain points it was just like, I'm standing with a bunch of strangers and I can't say hello, I can't say goodbye, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
And so you know, they brought us in all in groups in that first day, and so I got to see a lot of competitors and things like that, and eventually we got moved to our rooms. That night we go down to dinner, and we walk into the little, like, you know, meal section with all the tables, and I look over to my left, and my training partner, who I lived with for a year prior to the show, is standing right there. She's here to compete as well, and you can't say anything.
Yeah.
Literally can't say anything. So I literally just went like this to her.
Who was it?
Noelle.
Noelle, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't remember her number, but
from Survivor.
From Survivor as well,
perfect,
yeah.
cool.
So she is also a Paralympian. She's a 2-time Paralympian in track and field. And we lived together the whole year leading up to Paris, and we were training partners. Like, we were, you know, very close in the year leading up to Paris, and to turn around and not know if she was even going to be there was just like, it was so astonishing in the moment. And
such a weird coincidence.
Yeah, like I got kind of teary-eyed, and then I thought it was just so funny because like, what are the chances, you know? And so that was pretty cool. And then I also kind of got to learn, like, watching season 1 and seeing some of the competitors. I'm like, why would you not take that $1 million? Like, that's $1 million right there. He's handing it to you. Like, take it, go. Like, but you know, making those alliances and meeting people and spending the amount of time that we did with those people, I totally understood why people don't take the money. Yeah. I totally get it. Like, I think even Dylan Scuddy, we became very close. He was 111, and we formed a very tight alliance. And like, he would tell me things that he thought was going on, and I would tell him. And I was just like, okay, like, if I'm ever in a position to betray him, like, I can't do that.
It's so hard.
We're friends now. Yeah, like, I can't, you know. So it was just kind of very eye-opening in that sense of reality TV. So yeah, those were definitely some of my highlights.
Because also, like, on the TV show, it's they don't show all the individual conversations that every single person has with each other. So
there's so much behind it.
No phones, no anything. The only thing you can do is talk to each other.
Yeah, and you're stuck in a hotel room all day long, all night long. So when you do get to correspond with one another, I feel like you're really, like, making the most of that time. And the steak dinner we went out to was also fantastic.
So nice.
Because there were a lot of Survivor competitors, so I got to sit with Noelle and the rest of the Survivor cast, or some of them anyway, and meet them. And so Noelle and I hadn't seen each other for a couple months at that point, so we got to catch up. And it was just, it was really special, like, eating really good food with really good people, and Mr. Beast is standing right there.
Actually there.
He's flipping a coin to give us money, and it was just, I don't know, very, like, out of body experience.
100%.
Yeah.
For the final challenge, we're gonna do ball holds right above our head. I've been sucking so far, so we have the same amount of weight, 8 pounds, if you want to show the camera as well. She has a bit of a smaller ball just because it's easier for her to hold. But yeah, we're gonna go up above our heads. Okay, ready?
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Any fun stories recently?
I'm trying to think of other stories from Beast Games.
So talk about, you said that you trained with Noelle. So, like, what type of things did you guys do together?
Yeah, so Airbnb sponsored our housing for the 2024 games. So we lived in the same house together. A lot of times we just, like, carpooled. And then at the track, we were actually training partners because we have very similar 100-meter times. So we would race against each other very often, and kind of just use each other as a way to get better. But yeah, we spent a lot of time together, and she really developed in long jump. She was #1 in the world at one point.
Oh, wow.
I think she came in 4th at the Paralympics, so she really crushed it. And we were able to just like, I don't know, I think we became good friends as well, so that was nice. And again, it was such a shock to turn around and be like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Like, you literally lived with me for a year. and we actually share each other's location.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I don't check that.
Sure.
You know, so.
Are you guys hoping to compete at future Olympics together as well?
I
like
mean,
different
we have LA
events?
28 coming up.
Okay.
So I know she's actually going to the World Championships in a couple weeks.
Nice. Okay. So this will be out after hopefully that happens. So shouldn't spoil anything.
Yeah. But you know, I decided to take the year off of competing, but I definitely want to represent in LA. So hopefully we'll be there together.
Amazing.
But yeah, so.
Awesome. Are there any other sports you would consider going into the future?
Yeah, that's actually on my roster right now.
Okay.
So I don't know if you watched the US Open.
Tennis?
Yeah,
okay,
tennis.
nice.
It really like got me excited. And they have para standing tennis.
Okay.
But it's not a Paralympic sport yet.
Yeah, okay.
So it looks like it will be on the roster for 2032.
Okay.
I'll be like 34 at the time, so I don't know if I'm going to want to be competing that long, but it is something that definitely caught my eye. So
Nice, okay.
I might start training now just so that like
Perfect.
by the time that rolls around, I might be ready, but who knows? I don't know. Track is my main focus at the moment. So
Perfect. All right, cool.
yeah.
Are your muscles dying?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're gonna
Are
destroy me.
yours?
Yeah. I guess because you're used to like the dead hangs and so forth.
Yeah, I mean we don't really like this isn't a drill that I normally partake in. So.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's fine. We're good. We got it.
I'll try to go as much as I can.
You got it.
My hands are already shaking. Or
Really?
arms are already shaking. Yeah.
You got it. I should have timed it, but even then I can't see.
Yeah,
my
we'll do
watch.
the video. Yeah. Oh, this is already. Yeah.
You got it. Come on, Brandon. I don't know how the hang's gonna look after this now because my arms are gonna be tired.
Oh, we could take a little breather.
Okay.
My glasses keep also falling down little by little.
Oh,
so
really?
I keep trying to like slide them up.
You got it. So what's your next stop after?
I'm going back to home first, but then
Okay.
Sue's gonna be my first stop.
No
on
way!
the,
You're
yeah,
gonna talk to Sue.
very
Oh,
cool.
that's so exciting.
She's one of my
so
closest
cool.
people I got to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my little cramping.
Done.
Here.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it
Okay.
too. Good job, Brandon.
So,
You
yeah,
crushed
great
it.
job.
Good job.
Brianna
He's a
absolutely
winner.
demolished me in all 3 challenges.
It's okay. He demolished me on the show, so.
End of level 3.
I'll take a new one. Okay, now we're gonna do a rapid fire round. So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions, rapid fire. What's the biggest lie people tell you about being an elite athlete?
I think that like you can't enjoy things out of your sport, or
Sure.
you can't like do things out of your sport. I think if anything, that enhances your performance
Love that.
because it allows
Be
you
more
to like,
well-rounded.
relax a little bit and like know that there's more to life than winning or losing a game.
Perfect. What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
Worst advice: quit taekwondo.
Simple.
Yeah, quit track, quit whatever it was at the time. I think, and a lot of that advice could have been given with love, but I think nothing worth having or nothing like of that extent, like you're gonna want to quit and you cannot quit.
And everyone
So-
is bad at a certain point, and eventually.
Yeah,
just
like
get
you're
better,
gonna
so,
come across
yeah.
those times, and I just don't think it's worth quitting. You can always conform it to what you need it to be. If you need to take a break, but there's no need to like fully walk away.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could redo one competition, which would it be and why?
Oh my god. Redo one competition. Pan American Games 2019 for Taekwondo. I went in thinking that I needed to win gold to secure my spot in the world rankings to go to the Paralympics, and I wound up losing my first fight really badly, and emotionally I couldn't handle it, and I had a second fight to fight for bronze, but I didn't care about bronze. I was just like,
Sure.
I just did not make it through the world rankings, and that's not what happened. So I kind of just wish that I didn't go in with that mindset,
Sure,
and
And
know,
at least did the best. At that
yeah,
point.
like just kind of didn't put so much pressure on myself to win that day, and just kind of like
Sure.
enjoyed the moment, and
Perfect. Yeah.
but yeah.
What's one thing you'd tell your 12-year-old self?
You're not the weird little disabled kid that everybody thinks you are.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. I struggled a lot growing up just with the fact of even saying that I had a disability. And I think I held myself back. I feel like I'd be a lot further along in sport now had I embraced para sport, whereas like I wanted nothing to do with it.
Sure.
Because I didn't want to be seen in a disabled light, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, just like not being so hard on myself and like realizing that like my disability is like totally okay, and if I embraced it, I would have been a lot like further along than fighting it, you know.
I genuinely love that. That's
yeah.
And then what's your go-to reward meal whenever you're training?
I love Chick-fil-A. Even after a hard session, like.
What's your go-to order?
So I have a gluten intolerance, so I get grilled chicken nuggets.
Nice. Those are great as well.
Yeah, and large fry with Chick-fil-A sauce and a sweet tea, and
tastes delicious.
I'm so happy. It just makes my day every time. So.
Cool. Well, that's everything for Behind the Beast. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for watching another episode of Behind the Beasts. Now, I do want to be very respectful of the disability communities we talk about in these videos, so 100% of the profits from this video are going to be going to United Cerebral Palsy, which is an organization that Brianna supports. Now, we're also going to be having a fundraiser across the entirety of Behind the Beast for Major Connections. Major Connections is a foundation created by Gloria, one of the other contestants on the show, and its purpose is to provide resources as well as a sense of community for those with disabilities, both kids and adults, in rural communities. Now, if you want to learn more about the organization, check out the link in the description. If you have the financial means to do so, please support it any way you can. If you can't at this moment, please share with your friends and family. But for now, thank you for joining for another episode of Behind the Beast, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.